Everyone, Kim here, Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me for a Mystery Mystic reading. We're exploring the disappearance of CoreyDaniely, also affectionately known by his stage name of CrumbDread. He is a musician. He plays, from what I gather, like reggae music, and he's passionate about his artistry. And he went missing on his birthday. It's really sad. Like the whole thing, when you hear about this case and you delve a little bit further into it, and the fact that there's not much going on with any breaks and police saying that they've run out of leads, it's heartbreaking. His mom and loved ones, siblings are searching high and low for him. So August 7th, 2023, around 3 o'clock a.m. is the last time Corey was seen. Okay, and seen by someone, I guess a friend of his, at a gathering. I don't know. Here's the backstory, and then we'll get right into the reading, but I have to give you the backstory. So on his birthday, he happened to be in a town called Kerman, California. It's out of Fresno County, which is very, like, I don't know, agriculture-y and like rural, and I don't know, not a place I would really necessarily want to celebrate my 33rd birthday. I'll just say that. Now, him and his friend Zach had arrived to a house in Kerman in like 3 days before, and they had been staying there. And then on August 7th, in the middle of the night, there's different versions of this, but either there was an altercation, but then there may not have been an altercation according to what witnesses are saying to police. But there was an altercation allegedly. And then Corey leaves the house in the middle of the night, no shirt on, and goes off into the night in a town he doesn't know. Just really, really sus, right? Just doesn't make any sense. And he had a gig, an important gig up in Ukiah, California, which is way up north and like a ways away from Fresno. So he would not have missed that. And he certainly wouldn't be gone away from his 1-year-old baby all this time. Anyways, so all of his birthday messages are like unseen by him, unread, and that causes some alarm for his family. And then on the next day, on the 8th of August, his friend Zach had posted from Corey's Facebook page saying, "Hey, this is Zach. Corey, if you've heard from him, let him know I've got his stuff." And then the following day is when his family is, notified, or they see that post, and then they go and report him to, report that he's missing. And it's just like, whoa, okay. And so Zach is now, I don't know if he's being quiet, I don't know if he's cooperating or not, but he is allegedly the last person who's seen Corey. And there you have it. And now Zach is in Maui. His behind is in Maui. And of course, he is innocent until proven guilty. We're not even saying that he had anything to do with anything, but maybe he has seen or heard something that he's just not sharing. We don't know. So we're going to get to it. So now we are shuffling the cards. I'm going to see what we've got going on. I want to make sure I have these little babies shuffled. They're so little, and it can be kind of difficult to handle them, but we manage. All right, Spirit, can you give us some insights on the night of, or anything of importance, or what are we dealing with here? He walked off in the night with no shirt on. I don't know. It don't make sense. Boy, uh-oh. What else, Spirit? What else can you share with us? This card flew, skull. I'll zoom in just a moment so you can see it. What else, Spirit? cat. House. Mushroom. Okay, and feather. All right, I'm gonna move these up here, and then what we're gonna do is zoom in so you can see them up close as I talk about them, okay? All right. Let me zoom in so you can see them a little bit better. Okay. All right, so the first card we have is Storm. Now remember, it was his birthday, okay? Like it's August 7th. You know, I would imagine that he is looking forward to talking with family, celebrating, having, if he drinks or smokes, you know, having a drink or smoke, you know, just having a good time. So it's interesting to me that we have the Storm card on what should be a joyous occasion. The Storm card is about turbulent times. I'm going to just read the guide words or keywords to you. Turbulent times, danger, troubled emotions. Now, could these be his troubled emotions? Of course. Could it be someone else's troubled emotions? Absolutely. Danger stands out to me, and troubled emotions and turbulent times. Actually, all of the keywords stand out to me as this is the energy that he was in. And in this environment that felt kind of dangerous. Okay. You know how storms sneak up on you? One minute it could be sunny, at least here in the Caribbean. One minute it could be sunny, not a cloud in the sky. And then the next moment it's, you know, a torrential rain. The clouds are in and it's dark and gloomy and gray and it suddenly happened upon you. That's the energy I'm picking up on. Like all of a sudden, one minute it was cool, the next minute it's just like storm clouds, and maybe it could have been the arrival of someone, or seeing something, or witnessing something, or you know, just a stormy situation. B, is this around getting somewhere, wanting to go somewhere? That being what kind of kicks off a dispute? I don't know. I don't know why that popped up in my mind with the B card, but it did. One of the key phrases that stands out to me from the guidebook is social interaction. So Spirit is saying it was a stormy, troubled, dangerous social interaction. But I also get a sense, could it have been about a ride or about a dispute over somebody needing to get to work or wanting to go to work, or like there's some sort of dispute about this house. Or maybe seeing things going on in this house. Somebody working, I don't know, allegedly producing something. Could be, you know, music, but it also could be like something like drugs. And I'm only saying this, you guys, because of this card. Allegedly. All of this is alleged, okay? I'm just putting it out there. Now, the boy card. The reason why that one kind of took my breath away is because there is a person that's in question that may have more information, if not may allegedly have involvement. And that would be his friend. Now, his friend could simply know of what is going on here and has a lot more information, is afraid to lose their life over this losing of the information, or maybe he has more involvement. And what I'm going to do is try to remember to squeeze in a little time towards the end of this reading to ask the tarot point blank about his friend, okay? If the video runs too long, then I'll just record a quick video on it. But yeah. The boy card, it literally can represent a male influence. If we have a question about a particular male, the spirit is almost like this is confirmation, like, okay, there is somebody. Now, of course, it could be representing Corey, but I think it's someone else. I don't think it's Corey. Some key meanings to this card is playful, curious, untamed enthusiasm. Someone who has untamed enthusiasm about what? This is interesting. Skull. Skull is associated with death. That is the main key word. Thoughts of feelings of mortality, change, end of cycle. What do they call that? A preoccupation, or, with mortal things, mortality, death, causing death, dealing with death. I don't know. Curious. And also this could speak to what I was talking about earlier about that storm, how the storm comes in and all of a sudden it's like, well, 1 minute we're all cool, we're playful, I'm curious about what you're up to, and the next moment it changes, it turns, it gets dark, it's gloomy, it's scary. That kind of energy, night and day, surrounding a boy. The way they were trying to paint it was like, oh, he got upset for some unknown reason and walks off into the night with no shirt on. So it's almost like they being the witnesses in this house is trying to make it seem like Corey lost it. He's unstable. Like, what's going on with him? Why is he angry? We don't know. You don't know? You don't have no clue. Could be that they had told the police some things, but the police seemed pretty transparent about what they received as information about what happened or who last seen him. So I don't know. But the skull card is alarming. It really is, because the keyword is death. And it also could speak to a boy who has experienced death. A male who has experienced death. All right, let's move on to the cat card. Cat. Resurrection. An independent person. Misfortune, intuition. Misfortune. Moving stealth like a cat. Always moving stealth-like. When I was like wanting to just kind of get a feel of this Zach person, I don't always like going around digging up, like looking at people's socials, media pages, because it's like not really necessary for me as a reader, but I just wanted to kind of get a vibe. Like maybe he's just really, he's catching a lot of heat because he is the last person. Maybe he's just really cool and I can pick up on the picture, pick up on his vibe. But the very first thing that struck me is he had like 6, I don't know, I lost count of how many profiles he had created under his name. Like a lot. Now I know people get hacked or get, their profiles all copied. But it was just a little unusual to me. Why do you have so many profiles? Is that not unusual to you all? Like I have my one profile, my personal, and then my business page, and then Facebook groups that I run. It's just odd to me. I don't know. But that struck me as odd. Like, is somebody kind of like wiggling around like a cat, and also who has 9 lives? Someone who gets to move around freely and maybe kicking up the storm and then slithers out. You know how cats are. They can be a little sneaky. I love me a cat, but they can be a little sneaky. I'll have to sit with the cat card. I don't know. A cat could be, literal cat could be of importance, strangely enough. You'd be like, how could that be? I don't know. But sometimes stranger things come up in, after we do these readings. Now, House. The house could be a few things here. It could be like Spirit is saying the people in the house have more information, obviously. Something happened in the house. Something happened near or around or upon the house. It could be something like that. The key meanings to the house card is having a sense of personal identity, family, stability, a safe place. It's supposed to be a safe place, but it's not. I don't know. House. Key information, key evidence in the house. A grand house. If the house they were at is tiny, then no, maybe somebody in a bigger house who lives in a bigger house, palatial situation, has more information. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to look up to see the house or what have you of where he was last at, for staying at for 3 days prior to his disappearance. We have mushroom. Now, mushroom. Let's talk about this card. I'm going to first read off the keywords to you, what they are, and then give you some of my takes on what this could mean. Failure, poor decisions, doubt, taking a risk, and a growing problem. Hold on. Excuse me. I had to get some water with the mushroom card. Like, uh-oh. Oh, have you ever taken them? Yeah, I need copious amounts of fluid. Anyways, mushrooms, failure, poor decisions, doubt, taking a risk, a growing problem. Something with a boy had become a growing problem. That stands out to me. Failure. A failure of maybe communication, a failure of something following through, a boy breaking a promise about getting somewhere, somebody from point A to point B. Poor decisions. Maybe it was a poor decision to end up at this place in Kerman. This could be also doubts, taking a risk, trying something and it going really bad, consuming something that is toxic to the body, mind, or spirit. There's something toxic here that didn't, how sometimes mushrooms, you think that they're not toxic, you think you can consume them, and it turns out you can't. It's a toxic thing that you've consumed. So it could be something like that. And somebody showing out in this house. And then lastly, we have the feather card. One of the key phrases is spiritual ascension. And then it says a message from above, from beyond, a gift from above, reverence. And you know what this tells me, my friends? And I want nothing more than Corey to be with us and be in the land of the living. However, I did something similar like I did with Jack O'Sullivan's readings. I just sat with these young men individually. Now I'm recording this in the wee hours of the morning on August. Why do I have August in my mind? Probably because of Corey's birthday, but May 6, 2024, I'm recording this. And I sat with him and I'm like, is it okay that I do this reading? And how are you feeling about that? And I got a yes. And this is like a message. It's like a message for his loved ones. Like there's spiritual ascension here. A message from beyond. He has something he wants to say. A gift from beyond. And also reverence. And that he is now in a place that he can be a blessing in every single loved one's life. I don't know. It's the ultimate peace. And it's sitting underneath the skull card. So, take what you may from that, infer what you may from that with the skull over the feather and the key meanings I've associated with them, right? It does appear that whatever happened in this house, whatever this toxic, stormy, turbulent situation that was dangerous, led to a demise, okay? Now, I love to be wrong about these things. I really do. And I hope I am. But yeah, it's looking like he may have crossed over as it relates to this situation here. All right, I'm going to pause here and I'll be right back, and I'm going to grab another deck. All right, I'm back. Something interrupted me as I was starting to record this part of the reading, and I had to stop recording. So that's okay. I'll let you know what the cards that jumped so far. We have internalizing, secretive, ego-bound, and ignorance. Somebody being ignorant around him and being ego-bound, or you're just caught up in their egos clashing. Could be what the storm was about earlier. Maybe something brewing like a storm, and somebody internalizing and being bothered until finally something explodes, and people being secretive about it. Ignorance could be any kind of form of ignorance, right? It could be somebody acting ignorant or being belligerent, or ignorance can sometimes be saying ignorant things, racial things, or just really cruel things, just being really ignorant and just not with it. I don't know. When you think about an ignorant person, right? We have depression. Okay. Somebody being depressed. Held hostage. Okay. And this is from the Divine Shadow Self Oracle. We have bitterness. And vindictive. Okay. Okay. All right. So I know the story is the people who last seen him is saying something else may have happened. Maybe he was depressed and he went off and he was bothered, and that's why he's disappeared. He's caused his own disappearance. Maybe he left. I think there was even word that maybe he hitchhiked somewhere, and it was I don't think so. Not when he has a show that he was going to be performing in a few days, and a 1-year-old that he seemed to be very much doting over. So I don't know. That just doesn't register. Somebody in the midst could be depressed, or we find out later on that maybe it was Corey that was carrying around depression, or someone close to him in this situation is depressed or will become depressed, maybe internalizing what happened and maybe eventually feeling called to say something. Being secretive and held hostage by the secrets is what I see here when I see these two together. However, this also could be, cards have multiple meanings. That's why I rattle off a few of them at a time. The held hostage could be that he literally was at some point held hostage. There could even be evidence of that, but not enough evidence to tie anyone to who actually would hold him against his will. But it literally could be metaphoric about secretive and, being held hostage by secrets and causing depression and internalizing it and needing to get it out later on down the line. We have bitterness and vindictive. There is some bitterness in the mix of this whole situation, and somebody wanting to get back who's vindictive or who will who say I'm vindicated, or maybe it comes down the line that somebody feels like they're vindicated. But vindictive can be in the nature of I'm bitter and I want to get back. I want some get back. Okay, I want to hurt you. So that's what I'm picking up on that. Okay. Whew. So all that to say, it does seem like something around him is very much what led to why he is gone now. And what I mean by around him is where he was last known to be. We'll see what else the oracle cards say. I know they claim he wandered off in the night. I'm still looking for evidence of that, but I just find it quite interesting that the house card came up. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. So now we're working with my Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. And I'm going to break it up as I do. And now we're just looking at Corey's disappearance. We have political affiliation. That's the first card, which is interesting. Crime scene. That's just really sad, I have to say. And baby. That's interesting. Spirit, can you give us any motive or what may have happened or where he may be? That kind of information. Okay. We'll take it. All right. All right. So let me show you what we've got so far. Political affiliation. Someone who could be connected, has some clout or have some pull or affiliated somehow that helps them out in life. We have crime scene. So, there is a crime scene. We see that here. And it also begs the question, well, what is a crime scene? Starting point. We have here with the baby card, a starting point. Okay. New beginning. Well, where's the starting point? Well, it's the last place he was at. Not where they are claiming he may have walked off into the distance and ended up at. No, starting. Ground zero. Baby card could literally mean, though, a baby involvement. Someone claiming they're pregnant, or we later find out somebody may have been expecting or saying they are expecting, or someone who's involved in this whole situation is with child or will be with child, or a baby is at issue. I don't know. It could literally mean a fetus or a baby, but it also could be like, starting point, point A. We have lawyer, someone who may be getting a lawyer or need to get a lawyer at some point, or maybe, the family needing to hire an attorney at some point to act on their behalf. Victims do get attorneys as well. It also could be somebody who's connected, also has the ability to be represented, like by good counsel. Or maybe a lawyer knows something. Maybe a confession comes in later to a lawyer. I don't know how this will shape up, but there we go. We have alive. Now, I would love to take this as maybe he is alive. Maybe he did go off. Corey went off and he's living his best life somewhere and starting over. But I don't think so. I think that because he's not here, what people are relying on who's close to knowing what happened to him, they're relying on, if there's no body, then, you could run with the story that he must be alive or he could be alive. Maybe, has he gone off? And I don't know if he has a history of going off and, traveling and be on his own. He's a musician, so maybe there's long stretches of when he's not at home, but not reachable. That's another story, and he hasn't been reachable. So the alive card just could be simply that someone is banking on him never being found, so you could always run with the story. Well, if he's not found, he must be alive. Now, we have here S killer and thrill kill. This could be, like I said earlier, remember I said somebody having an ideation or preoccupation with death is very comfortable with it. Budding serial killer, budding thrill killer, somebody who does it for the thrill. Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Lovers. Lovers underneath the baby card. That's interesting. Lovers could be maybe a couple involved. We have jail or imprisonment. Okay. I'm going to keep going, keep shuffling. Get some more information. We have addiction. Okay. Motive, revenge. That's interesting. I wouldn't take it as revenge, but that would explain this vindictive or bitterness. What the heck is this about? Revenge. Vehicle transportation. Okay. Family members. Right. We'll do one more row. Heavy speculation. Trauma. Okay. Abducted or kidnapped. That ties in with the held hostage card. Okay. All right. I have a bonus card, which frustrates me to no end. Spirit knows it, but I'll take it. I'm going to take this one this time. Okay, so let's talk about the cards that jumped so far. We have lovers. Lovers could be, I don't know. It could be that maybe there's a lover's quarrel that, spilled over. It could be that a couple who might have kids together or will be having kids together or, I don't know. They could be involved or in the know about what happened to Corey, okay? And it's just interesting to me. We have a lover's card sitting underneath the baby card. We have jail or imprisonment. Could be that somebody who has done this is in jail or could be in jail, will be going to jail. Somebody may have be in prison now. It's been several months. It's been since August of 2023 that maybe they are, in prison. Okay, maybe they did another crime and they're already sitting in there. Maybe one of the two lovers is sitting in there. Maybe this is involving him being in some sort of, lovers quarrel or lovers triangle. I don't know. I don't know his relationship status, so please forgive me. I don't know. But we don't have time to go digging around in his love life. I don't think it's material really right now so far to what we're doing here. Addiction. I did get a sense with the mushroom card earlier that somebody in the mix was addicted or has an addiction. The addiction doesn't necessarily have to be to a substance. It could be addicted to, remember I was saying there's somebody who has an ideation to death. Could be addicted to such things. I don't know. We have motive, revenge. Revenge is an interesting motive. Because it's what are you getting revenge on? What could Corey have possibly done that make you feel vengeful or vindictive? I don't know. Yet, vehicle transportation. This could mean that although they were saying he wandered off in the night on foot, and maybe there's surveillance that shows that. I don't know if there is or not. but at some point a vehicle was involved in transport and movement. Or maybe this is about, remember how I said earlier about somebody needing to be somewhere, and this was like maybe part of the fight? I don't know. But yeah, family members of the perp could be in the know, find out information that way. This isn't necessarily, I don't think this is speaking to Corey's family members, although it could be one of Corey's family members may have even talked to someone who has more information but who's been secretive. So it could be also the family members of Corey who cracked this case ultimately. But it also can often mean that family members around the perp could be involved, or wittingly or unwittingly helped their loved one in concealing or keeping this all under wraps. Heavy speculation. Well, I mean, there is heavy speculation against his friend Zach. And, I'm just mentioning his name because he posted it on Corey's Facebook group, Facebook page. And he made it known that he had Corey's stuff. So there is heavy speculation around what is his level of involvement. Does he know anything? And to that end, we're going to ask the tarot in a moment about, does he know more than what he said, and to what extent does he know? And we won't go into a full in-depth tarot reading for now. But yeah, trauma, this revenge, this person who's not afraid to exert or take someone's life, caused trauma as he was being taken, forced to be taken, kidnapped, abducted, threatened with weapons or weapons used. And I'm just going to say this. I did a recent case and this card came up, and it was peculiar because where the case occurred was where guns are aplenty. And you would think that people would just rely on guns, but it turned out there were stun guns involved, hammers, allegedly, all sorts of things. And it just blew my mind. So sometimes this just comes out when there's a threat to use different kinds of weapons, a bat or, something at hand, a skillet, or it could be some other kind of, like knives, or it could be a whole assortment of weapons at someone's disposal. Okay. And we have burial or grave, him being perhaps buried. And so this is why what I'm planning to do here is I'm going to stop here. We're going to do a part 2 of this detailed oracle reading because I want to use the murder mystery oracle cards, since I'm getting some information here that something off has happened. And I'm going to pull the tarot in that reading, and it's going to be mostly oracle, okay? But I am going to use tarot for a hot second. And then we're going to see if we can get some clues on where he could be at. We have here buried or grave, and I do know he's not too far away from the house, but I'm hoping with some other decks I'll be able to get a little bit of a better idea of where he could have been. I worry, though, because of this vehicle transportation card, that he could have been taken out of the area, but we'll see. We shall see. So friends, on your way out, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me that you support me in that way, and I thank you for it. All right, let's definitely keep Corey and his loved ones, his mom, his siblings, his baby, all in our prayers and thoughts, okay? And praying for a good outcome, and at least praying for some more answers and movement in this case. All right, you all. I'll see you all in the next part. I'm going to pause here, take some pictures, and then move on to the next part.